Welcome to the presentation of the paper entitled ROPO and Reverse ROPO Effect in Gender Generation Characteristics, whose authors are Richard Fedorko, Rado von Bocek, Martin Rygalski and Mario Oliarva. The authors work at the Department of Marketing and International Trade at the Faculty of Management of the University of Presov in Presov. The purpose of this paper was to evaluate the links between selected elements of the purchasing process considering the gender and generation characteristics of customers when shopping for specific items. The achievement of this purpose consisted of 3 stages. In the first stage, we tried to determine the associations between obtaining information about products on the internet or in a traditional store, and purchasing these products, also on the internet or in a traditional store. In the second stage of the research, our goal was to compare the associations in the classification, gender characteristic, and thus male, female, and secondly generation characteristic, namely Generation Baby Boomers, Generation X, Generation Y. In the third stage, we tried to evaluate the associations of common gender generation characteristic, female Generation X, female Generation Y, female Generation Baby Boomers, male Generation X, male Generation Y, and male Generation Baby Boomers, and on the other hand, common characteristic of the purchasing process, research on Internet and purchase on Internet. Research on Internet and purchase in store, research in store and purchase on Internet, and research in store and purchase in store. All analytical procedures are performed on selected goods, namely, books and magazines, electronics, PC, mobiles and hardware, house equipment, clothing, footwear and accessories, jewelry, banking products, and services, cosmetics and perfumes, travel tickets, event tickets, drugs and food. For the purposes of quantitative research, we collected data using the structured questionnaire in which the mentioned items were divided into 2 survey items. The first was, where do you research the selected products? While respondents had the opportunity to choose category, on the Internet, in traditional brick-and-mortar stores, or I don't care. The second question was, where do you purchase the selected products? And for this question, the respondents had the opportunity to choose on the Internet, in traditional stores, or I don't purchase. Categories I don't care and I don't purchase were excluded from the survey and thus considered as a missing value. To create a data set for quantitative research, we used a method of convenience sampling when compiling the research sample. While the object of our research were students of the University of Presov in Presov. The total research sample consisted of 250 observations. In terms of gender characteristics, the sample consists of 134 women, which is 54%. And 116 men, that is 46%. In terms of age, the respondents were divided into generations. We will move on to the results of our research. The first part of the presented analysis points to the evidence of the association between the specification of the place where customers obtain information about products and the place where they buy these products. In both cases, we mean the Internet or a traditional store. As can be seen from this table, there was a significant association found between all tested items. The lowest rate, 244, is at the item food. This rate of association can be interpreted as low to medium. The highest rate is at the item cosmetics and perfumes, 0.717. We are talking here about a very strong rate of association. In most cases of the analyzed items, we can interpret the rate of association as high to very high. Now, Let us focus on two items with the highest rate of association. These are cosmetics and perfumes, and drugs. For both items, the most numerous category is research in store, purchase in store, which symbolizes the behavior when a customer obtains information about these products in traditional stores and also buys these products in a store. The least numerous category is research in store, purchase on internet, which represents the behavior of a customer who receives information about the products in a traditional store and then buys these products on the internet. In such a case, the behavior of a customer can be motivated by, for example, lower prices on the internet than in a store. For cosmetics and perfumes, there is also a relatively numerous category when a customer uses the internet for obtaining information and also buying the product. However, for drugs, the number in this category was a lot lower. This may be caused by the product specification where customers prefer personal contact with a pharmacist. In this section we will focus on evaluating the association of the place of searching for information and place of purchasing the product. In the categories of selected identification characteristics, and that is gender and generation. As can be seen from this table, the provable relationship was confirmed in the vast majority of cases. P-value higher than 0.05 occurred in total of 4 cases. For the variable gender in the category female and for the item food. However, the highest rate of association is acquired by, in category male, item cosmetics and perfumes, in category female, event tickets, in category generation baby boomers. The highest association rates are in drugs and jewelry, in generation X it was event tickets, and in generation Y it was cosmetics and perfumes. In the last part of the analysis, we examined the links between the newly created variables and thus between the common gender generation characteristic and complex purchase process. Research on Internet and purchase on Internet. Research on Internet and purchase in store. Research in store and purchase on Internet. Research in store and purchase in store. Demonstrable association has been demonstrated for 8 items, where the rate of the association can be interpreted as low to medium. Namely items as books and magazines, electronics, house equipment, clothing, footwear, accessories, jewelry, travel tickets, drugs and food. This figure shows the tightness of relationships between variables with the highest demonstrated rate of association. It is a product, jewelry. The most remote is the category search in store and buy on internet. Other categories are relatively close to each other. The most significant relationship is between baby boomers female and search on internet, buy on internet. The lowest rate of association is at drugs, where the most remote is the category of men from the baby boomers generation. This could be explained by the low frequency of observations. Relatively close relationship is evident between search on internet, buy in store, search in store, buy in store and the gender generation characteristic. We are talking about female generations X and Y. Finally, I would like to add that further research could be focused on other product categories or a deeper examination of the factors affecting consumers when choosing a way of shopping. The ROPO effect is a trend that is one of the major problems for businesses in the electronic commerce sector, as abandoning virtual shopping carts is not desirable for e-commerce merchants. Thanks to the ability to quickly and easily search for products, potential customers very often use this medium only as a basic source of information. Businesses should try to recognize this behavior and adapt business and marketing activities to those shopping platforms that consumers prefer, especially to search information about products and buy products. Thank you for your attention.